All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Clemick, and, of course, Nick Earnshaw producing today. The Philadelphia Phillies are 16 games above 500, and I look back at this season, and every Sunday we get to go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green, but because of the NFL and the conflict, we moved Tommy to Saturday, and so we get our money's worth out of him. So we get a chance to go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green, brought to you by the John R. Elliot Hero Campaign for designated drivers, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Hey, sign up now for the 12th annual Hero Walk and Run on the Ocean City Boardwalk Sunday, October 15th. Go to herocampaign.org to register today for the Hero Campaign's biggest fundraiser to help them prevent drunk and impaired driving. That's herocampaign.org. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome in our good buddy, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green. Good morning, T. Green.
Good morning, Billy. Good to be on with you this wet.
Oh, man. Hey, Tommy, let me ask you a question before we get into our meat and potatoes of our Phillies talk. When you're a player and you know the weather's going to be bad and you get to the ballpark and you know how you guys are sitting in the dugout waiting for the raindrops and stuff, how hard is that to keep that intensity, right? You guys are creatures of habit. You have a routine, but you know that it's not going to be a routine day with the rain. So how hard is it to keep that intensity, whether it's a 4 or 5 hour rain delay?
Well, I mean, if you have if they don't start the game, it's a little bit different. I think, because you got your routine that you go through, probably starting, at least an hour before your game or more, before you just go outside, that you start doing your preparation or whatever you do, your rituals or whatever you want to. Every guy's a little bit different in what they do, and you sort of, I don't know if you necessarily say you click a switch or anything like that, but you start getting in your frame of mind that you need to get into to go out there and compete at that level. It could be music or it could be something that you get zoned in with or whatever, but every guy's a little bit different. And then you got, when the game is halted, and it all depends on the length of, the rain delay, what it looks like. Where a pitcher could necessarily be done, so you could, you turn that off. Now, the players, on the other hand, they're still in that, have to get loose again, have to get in that mindset again. So they give them a little bit of time, 30 minutes or so before they let them know when they're going to start the game or whatever, 45 minutes, and it gives them time to kind of reactivate type things. So, mentally. So it gives them – guys are pretty good at it. They've been through it their minor league career. So it's I want to say creatures of habit, but that's what we are. So we got a certain time frame where they can get their mind right again.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green. We go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. Tommy, Taijuan Walker made his 30th start of the season last night, and I was wondering, is he – he threw 105 pitches last night. He's auditioning for that third spot between him and Ranger Suarez. Who do you like?
Well, it comes down to who's hot right here at the end. I think they're going to have another start or so, which is going to is who's going into it hot. But I'd have to say, as far as a little bit prior experience, I think Ranger might be the guy. That's who with what he did last year, and he has been pitching well. The other day he kind of was a little shaky, but he still held right in there for what we needed to do. So. Right now I'm leaning towards Ranger on that half, but he made a statement for himself yesterday. Walker did, so it's going to be interesting to see. Both of them could go. Depends on who they're facing and the lineup they're facing, type things. Where you never know. You can see them piggyback. Because Rangers done some relief work too. So, it's one of those type things.
Hey, Tommy, it's Nick here. I got to ask about the bullpen and Sir Anthony Dominguez. He got in a little bit of trouble last night, and he struggled throughout the season. He's had injuries. But I got to ask, if you're Rob Thompson, are you going to be able to trust him in high-leverage situations heading into the postseason? Do you think this could be a building block because he got it out of that jam last night?
Well, you're hitting it on the head. Bottom line, he got out of the jam last night and made pitches when he needed to, without giving up a run. It was a big win. we're finding ways to do things. We're not necessarily having a great week pitching or hitting, But what we did do hitting this past week, we led baseball in home runs hit. Timely big flies is what helped us. It's not necessarily we knocked the cover off the ball. I think we hit like 215 or 14 for the week or something like that, everybody. So it wasn't like we were down at the bottom. I think we were 25th by what I'm reading, in baseball as far as average is concerned. So we didn't necessarily, wasn't on the bases a lot to do that. But when we were, we tended to come up with the big hits. So, I see Rob with Sir Anthony is, he's a guy we need. We got to have him on cylinders, going in. So these next few outings he's probably going to have going into it, he needs to get in that mode. And it's sort of a building block last night. He got out of the jam. He didn't give it up yet. He walked a guy. That's been he got some guys on, walked a couple guys, I think. And, that's been his sort of, his thing this year, coming off his injuries and stuff. Has had his command hadn't been necessarily what we've seen him capable of doing, when he first come up and right before he got hurt and stuff. And it's sort of a feel-out process. Can take you a little bit of time to that. All that feel comes back, as far as command and stuff like that. But at least it looks good for him. The way he's throwing the ball and stuff, he's not having no issues or anything, so which is a good thing to see. Well, our bullpen's got it. We're going to need them. We're going to those last three guys. We're going to need them. We need them to get going in the right direction.
And, you look at his line, he did walk 2. He threw 29 pitches, 16 for strikes. So, he needs to work on his location. I'm worried more about Kimbrel, to be honest with you. Here's another thing, Tommy, during the week. He got hit with another delay of game, I guess you call it, where he's got like 13 times this year where he's had a ball called on him because he goes past the time in the pitch clock. He said he would rather throw a ball or have a ball called against him than throw a bad pitch, he said.
Well, I can see where he's coming that day. He'd rather execute a pitch than have a ball called on him and trying to rush. And
yeah, but he leads Tommy. He leads the league at 13. He's only a reliever.
Yeah, well, but it's still. It's coming in. You're in a mindset. You come in and do things. He's in a crucial part of the game all the time. You know what I mean? It's a high leverage situation all the time where one swing of the bat makes that difference at the end of the ball game. Could be win or lose, or tie. So it's you got to have him comfortable out there and in the right frame of mind. And see, that's the thing about the pitch clock when it comes into game, costing games like that. It can cost you games. So he's made a choice that I'm not going to let it rule me. If I go ball one, so what? It's still not going to change what my next pitch is going to be. I still got to command it. So that's the way he's going about it. I can see the way he's doing it. So, do I agree with it necessarily? Not really, but I think you can make a little bit of an adjustment, to speed things up. But he's a creature of habit and had a long, successful career. So, who is it for us to say about it?
Yeah, right. We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green. Another thing that I'd like to talk to you about before we let you go is during when the Phillies were in Atlanta. I guess it was Wednesday when was it Nick Castellanos caught that foul ball and turned around and gunned down the Brave at the plate. Yeah. Everybody and their aunt and their uncle were saying, "Drop the ball." But how are you surprised? Yeah. How surprised were you that he actually caught it and fired it home? He threw a strike.
Well, I was saying drop it too. I was saying when I saw it, I was like, you got to let it go. You got to play the odds a little bit. But he had the angel and the devil on his shoulder going.
He has people talking. He's hearing voices, Tommy.
He had people talking to him, and he made a decision. Hey, he executed. He executed what he needed to do. That was one of the best turns and throws, quickest turns, and on target you possibly could ask for. And what a great tag! And what a great tag that Stubbs did too. That ball hopping like he did, and he still left a lane.
Hey, Tommy, let me ask you this question: when you're pitching and a player like that, when a player makes a play like that, how much does that do for the rest of the team and the pitching staff in particular? Like that just has to fire you guys up.
Well, obviously it was the end of a ball game too. Yeah, you got a lot of high emotion, a lot of adrenaline that goes into you. a lot of, I mean, you're excited and it carries over, you know, a little bit. It gets positive vibes, man, work. Just like they say, hitting's contagious.
Yeah.
So is good defense. And stuff, and good throws and stuff like that. It tends to carry over, you know, a little bit. Positive vibes happen, man. It's just like, you know, when Turner, we had positive vibes when the fans clapped for, I mean, got up and, you know, and showed their support for him. I mean, kind of helped turn him in the right direction, at least as far as like mentally and the way he was feeling inside. And when you feel positive, you know, good things got the possibility of happening.
That's what Deion.
Better spot.
That's what Deion Sanders says, right, Dave? He says if you look good, you play good. If you play good, you get paid good.
It's like what they say, why the Yankees win so much. It was because they were such good at baseball players. It's like, no, they couldn't stop staring at the stripes, the pinstripes.
Yeah.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher.
True. Plus they got a short porch and right that any ballpark you can throw it out of is too short. You know. So.
Hey, Tommy, you know what I really love about baseball, and you can speak to this because you were a player. You were in the dugout during the game when somebody hits a big home run. Describe for our listeners, what's that intensity like when the guy comes back to the bench and you guys are all like high-fiving? You know how they walk down the dugout? Like, talk to us about. Tell us how cool that is.
Well, I mean, I tell you, as far as just the witness a big home run like that, and then coming in, the excited. You know, I remember. I mean, one in particular. I mean, obviously, it was in '93 when we had some big ones. When Lenny had that great postseason when he was hitting his own run. But I tell you, one of the big ones during the season that really made a difference with us was when we played St. Louis on the Sunday day game, and Mariano Duncan hit a grand slam off the ball. You know, that was a major, huge blow right there. And, I mean, that was probably excited, you know, in a big situation and big, huge home run being a grand slam like it was. I mean, it was
something you'll never forget, right, Tommy?
It just erupted. You know, it's just it kind of carries over. Like you said, it puts the team in a better frame, you know.
Tommy, is there a moment, like, see, you remember, like, you played back in 91, 92, 93, and you remember that. Is there a moment this year like a gotcha moment for the Phillies, you think? Can you name one?
Oh, my God.
I mean, that throw in Atlanta by Castellanos, I mean, I know it just happened.
I mean, that's a pretty good one, you know. I mean, anything, you know, that's happened here late in the season right here at the end, they're still trying to get in, and they're doing a pretty good job. You know, doing what they need to do to get in, finding ways to get it done, even though they might not be clicking on all cylinders, but they're doing it. So that's a good thing to know. They know they can do that, you know, so, and things are happening, which is a good positive energy, you know. But I tell you what, I mean, this here at the end, I'm thinking, you know, the start by Wheeler.
Yeah.
Right here, and also the week that sort of Castellanos has had. You know, him getting back up, and the home runs he's hit this past week has been pretty huge.
Yeah, he's
separating and giving us the cushion and stuff, and it's pretty cool. You know, to watch that guys rise a little bit here, and you can see the confidence in the swings and different things that are happening. You know, so it's a good thing to see him. You look at it, you know, we led. You know, we talked about leading in home runs, but also we led this past week, the 7 days, whatever, baseball in stolen bases too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
when we get on, we're running, you know. So which is good. We got to use that.
Be aggressive.
Yeah, and see, because we've not necessarily got a ton of hits or whatever or we were getting a hit for a higher average. So we took advantage of different things, I think, you know, and to get our runs scored, you know. So that was a huge thing this week.
All right, Tommy. I think the Phillies are 85-69. So that's 16 games above 500. That's unbelievable. 5 games in front of the wild card spot, the first spot, and they're what? I think the magic number is 3.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be exciting. I'm hoping that I don't know about what they're planning to do with this weather this weekend or what the windows look like. It might be a window this late this afternoon for today's game, but I don't know about tomorrow.
Well, Wheeler's scheduled to start. He's 12-6 with a 3.63 ERA. Let's hope they get the game. And Tommy, as always, we really appreciate having you on and your insight towards the Phillies. And let's keep praying for Charlie Manuel. I hope Chuck's doing better.
Yes, we do need about that. Send all our love out to Charlie and his family, and keep making progress. Is all we won't see that happen. And also, we don't want Wheeler to be on any kind of delay. Once he gets hot today, we want him to get this game in. So we don't want no delays. You don't want to lose him after the second inning or something like that because he can't. It's been that long a delay. We don't want to lose that start. So.
All right, Tommy, let's go Phillies, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
You got it, man.
There he is, Tommy Green on the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. Want to remind people every Saturday we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green, brought to you by the John R. Elliot Hero Campaign for designated drivers, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Sign up now for the 12th Annual Hero Walk and Run on the Ocean City Boardwalk Sunday, October 15th. Go to herocampaign.org to register today for the Hero Campaign's biggest fundraiser and help them prevent drunk and impaired driving. That's herocampaign.org. All right, I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and Dave Klemick right here on 97.3 ESPN.